T-minus 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. We're go for main engine ignition. 7, 6. We have main engine ignition. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff of the Orbiter Challenger and the 6th flight of the Space Shuttle. The shuttle has cleared the tower.
Challenger's underway. We got a roll program. Houston copies, Challenger.
Isn't that something? Hello, I'm Al Worden, a retired United States Air Force colonel and a United States astronaut. What you've just seen is the launch of the Space Shuttle Challenger, one of mankind's greatest technological achievements and a giant step forward in man's exploration of space. On July 26, 1971, I launched from this very pad on Apollo 15, the most ambitious and scientific flight to the moon in the Apollo program. Truly a testament to the educational system in this great country in which we live. I know you are totally involved in that system now, just as I was before becoming an astronaut. Astronauts travel a variety of paths into the U.S. space program, but there's one road we all had in common. We all went to college. We went to college for a variety of reasons: to learn, to broaden our horizons, and mine's broadened considerably since my space flight, to find ourselves and to find careers. Come on, let me tell you about it. That's true not only of astronauts, but of doctors, lawyers, engineers, architects, business people, anyone who wants to develop their potential to the fullest. But I suspect I'm kind of speaking to the converted, because if you're listening to me today, you've probably already decided that you're going to go to college. The question is, what's the right college for you? Neither I nor any of the other people you'll soon meet on this program are going to try and tell you what college to go to. What we will do is point out some things for you to consider in selecting your college. College is, after all, a word that means a multitude of experiences. College can be a big university in a small town. It can be a big university in a city. College can mean a small college in the country, a small college in a city. It can be a junior or community college. It can mean an institution which serves a specific group of people, like a religious affiliated college, an all-women's college, or an historically black college. In the world of choices, college is really a big one.
You have to take a class that somehow deals with the third world, like either an economic situation in the third world or culture or something. And I think it's fairly unique to that college.
It probably is.
It's the type of thing that probably is going to catch on.
My name is Jennifer Cubat, and I'm a freshman studying theater and communications at a small liberal arts college.
I'm Paul Murray. I'm a junior communications student at a medium-sized urban university with religious affiliations.
My name is Marie Konjelski, and I'm from a small liberal arts college for women with a major in biochemistry.
I'm Matt Cameron. I'm a sophomore attending a community college. I study physical science.
I'm Linda Pulley, and I'm a senior in chemical engineering at a large public university. And we're here talking about how to choose a college. And I'd like to know, Paul, why did you choose a college in an urban setting?
Well, I'm a born and bred city boy, first of all. I mean, I grew up in a big city, spent all my life there, so I wasn't about to go off to what I would call the boonies to go to college. That would just take me away from too many things, including my house, with my parents. By going to one that's in the city, I can get away from the house, but still be close
Still remain in touch.
Yeah.
My reasons for choosing my college are close to yours because my college is also in my hometown. And it's not a large city, it's sort of a medium-sized city, but I can still be in a lot of the activities that I participated in before I came to college. I can still be involved in the life of the city, but I can go, I can be at college and be academic and away from it all too.
My college is right near my house and enables me, to live at home with my parents, and I still go on and carry my same hobbies and
Eating
see
good
my
food.
same friends and eat good food.
Well, my college is halfway across the country from where I grew up, and so I looked forward to getting to know people from, that part of the country as well as, internationally. And because it's a women's college, it's an interesting atmosphere because you see women as role models in all the academic fields and social areas as well. And so whether it be science or math or whatever, liberal arts.
The internationality of a student body is something I'm used to too, because we have people from all over the world, usually coming from things like engineering. But, for various things that a large university offers, a medium one in my case, we have students from all over.
Well, that's why I chose to go where I'm going, large universities, because it's not as far away from home as yours is, but it's still away, and I can meet a lot of different people from different countries, so it makes it interesting.
Right. Of course, when you think about going away from home to college, you have to consider the expenses and whether it be travel or whatever, but I think most universities have package deals regarding financial aid. There are offices, major offices that deal with loans or grants or...
Yeah, and there's more of that nowadays too, because with fewer students, the colleges, they've got to get more, so they'll tell you up front what they'll give you from their college. It's good because that allows you to compare, and in my case, that was one of probably the major deciding factor. I don't know how I would have paid for it without
Jennifer, how did your parents feel about you going to a private university, but you live at home? You live close to home.
Yeah.
But you're still going.
Well, it came out, the financial aid that I was offered because I'm going to a private school, then it's endowed with a lot of money, and so it was the financial aid deal that they offered me was better than one that I might have gotten somewhere else. So it worked out all right for me to live there and be on campus, even though it's very expensive if you don't get any financial aid.
This money comes out of nowhere, You see these lists of grants,
the thing is,
so-and-so.
You may get one kind of arrangement the first year, and then it seems that if you have your foot in the door with respect to financial aid, you can work out arrangements for the successive years because they want to keep you there. They've made an investment in you.
At a community college, it's inexpensive as long as you're in the county. So it makes it easier on you to stay, in your own county with people you grew up with.
State ones are often that way too. I know that another school near mine, if it's like twice as much if you're an out-of-state resident.
But, one of the advantages to large universities or, even going within your own community is that you get a mixture of all kinds of students. And so you learn about different cultures, different ages, and, different economic backgrounds as well. And I think, that was a deciding factor when I was making my decisions.
And when you come down to large versus small, usually it seems it comes down to a large university on the one hand will have a lot of programs, a lot of available resources, things like that, versus do you want a more personal approach? Not necessarily more personal, I don't want to put anyone down, but more with people. Do you want a smaller environment? And that's often, it seems to me, what it comes down to.
Well, I think it's also your attitude as a student, because you can be at a large university and still feel like you're in a small atmosphere. It depends on how much you put into it, too.
It depends on what you put into it, what your major is, all that sort of thing.
A lot of your programs. Now, did you find that at a community college there's a lot of interaction between the students and the faculty in different programs?
I like it because the classrooms are smaller, and you get a little more attention from the teacher. You tend to know everybody in your class, you know, after a little while, and you feel comfortable to ask questions, you know. And usually the instructors are around enough that you can get a hold of them anytime you want.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, my school's like that too. My classes are small, and you get to know your professors. And also it's nice that it's small because if you haven't decided on your major, you don't have to declare it until you're into your junior year.
Right.
You can be taking general classes and exploring classes in a lot of departments, which is sometimes hard to do if you're in a big school and you know if you go and you know what to do.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, no,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
necessarily,
Even the
no.
medium-sized ones railing here at the, you know.
I don't think so.
It's, you know, it's like when you meet anyone, you say, well, and they say, what do you do? Well, I'm in college. You know, the instant, well, what's your major? It's like, you know, what have you decided to do with your life?
And this is the time.
I don't know.
This is the time when you can really look around
Yeah.
and try all kinds of things that you never thought of, or you never thought you'd be interested in.
Right, that's the good thing about large universities. There's so many course offerings that you can really shop around and take different classes like that.
And I know even at small colleges or at large universities, you've got, in the variety of programs, you've got interdisciplinary areas where you can integrate computer science with biochemistry, or, you know, on the other hand, medieval studies and a language.
Yeah, the double majoring to cover yourself.
It's diverse, right?
Yeah, I have a friend who was doing that with chemistry and English, too. Two totally different worlds in a way. Yeah.
So how do you decide what route to take? I mean, are there a lot of advisors or counseling
Well,
services?
that was another consideration when I chose my school, was that it seems to me like they really sort of bend over backwards to get you something that will help you to find a career. They have a service that you can go and they place people in internships while they're there, and they have a career placement office that they really try to get you a job after college, and they're really pretty supportive.
In fact, the co-op is going to be a big thing. At least I know it. You know, some of the bigger schools have been starting to get into it the past few years, where, you know, to get you out of the rut of you can't get a job because you haven't got experience, can't get experience because you haven't got a job.
Yeah.
I mean, a friend of mine, after his freshman year, was working at a huge corporation that he managed to get through co-op, which, you know, will set him up. He will be fine, and that's a useful thing, I think, for anyone to look into, is something like that.
Well, there's so many different points to look at. You know, if you're interested in talking to people, or whether they be faculty or students, I think it's really important to go to the college or go to a couple of schools that you're thinking about, so you can talk to people. Not only the administration, but
Don't do it
Talk
cold.
to the students. You can look around.
The atmosphere of the whole campus.
Would never. You don't. It's if you're going to, especially if it's out of state, you're going to live there for 4 years.
That's right.
You go
don't
check
like
it out.
it.
And you live on that campus, and that's your world.
And so when I was making my college trips, it helped to have a list of questions and to go visit that college and ask the same questions of everybody and then make a comparison. do make sure you get out to do, to run or something every day?
You have to have some free time.
Just so that I'm out. And I think it's important that we pick the college because of the programs and the faculty and how much it costs, but you also have to choose it because what's there to do after you finish studying.
Yeah.
Like, I have to do something besides just study, or I lose my mind after a while.
See, the amusing thing is always, when you go to a high school, there's all these clubs, and they're always having sales, and they're always doing things, and you wonder if it's going to be the same. That aspect's no different. There's always clubs, and they always need money, so they're always selling things.
You always wonder, am I good enough, or is everybody going to be a pro at this? Will I be able to get on the team? Or
Well, there's intramural sports. You can't. Not everyone can be on the varsity team, so there's intramurals, and you can just go on your own and play whatever you want to.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of after-hour,
Goings on.
stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like with you, and you mentioned that you're living at home. Do you find yourself going back to the campus in the evenings for meetings and things like that?
I've met a lot of people from there, and I get a hold of them once in a while, but for the most part, I still see most of my friends from high school and the people I've grown up with. But I've met a lot of people at school, and it's they're different type parts of my county, and have a good time.
I think that can make a difference. I mean, because if you live at home, I think you would stay more with your friends that you've grown up with.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go away, you're plunging into a new environment, to some extent, and you meet more people.
Even if you just move out of the house, sometimes I feel like, I've got a whole new group of friends, and I feel like I've moved, 100 miles away, even though I'm practically right outside my door.
Yeah. You take a look at things.
But it's nice to have the people that I knew before that I can call sometimes.
Yeah, well, I found that being so as far away from home as I am, that at first it's hard, but it's amazing how you develop your letter writing techniques, or the phone conversation, the phone bill, right?
Well, ultimately, the letter writing techniques will develop. The question is, will the phone bill get huge?
But
But that makes your dorm life important too. Like when you're away from home, the friends that you make in your dorm are like your new family.
That's right. Yeah. And at the college that I attended, there's a whole network of information services or counseling services right in the dorm. So you have other students that you can go to talk about courses or personal problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, everybody's basically in the same boat as you are.
Right,
They have the same. They all have to study. Where I'm home, I have friends that don't go to school. They stop over and they want me to stop studying. But where you're at, everybody's studying together, kind of.
Your life really changes a lot from when you're living at home to when you're living in a dorm. At least I've noticed when I was at home in high school. You'd eat dinner and then you'd study and your day was pretty much over. And at school, it's like, you're having your dinner and your day's just barely beginning. It came before, it's like...
25-hour day.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so much to do. Once you get done with your classes, there are all kinds of organizations or...
Too much to do.
like choral groups or student government, all those kinds of things. And, part of the fun is making the decision of what you want to do this semester. How do you want to budget your time?
Yeah.
You've just seen and heard 5 young people talk about the kinds of colleges they go to and why. Now, what about the right college for you? Well, here's some questions you might ask yourself. Will I fit in academically there? Will I fit in socially? If I don't know what I want to be in life, can this college help me decide? If I do know exactly what I want to do in life, does this college have the academic program to prepare me? Can I afford the tuition and other expenses? Hey, can I get admitted? To answer these questions, visit the campus or even campuses. Talk to students who go or have gone to that college. Read the college publications. Talk to your school career counselor. If an admissions representative from the college visits your school, talk to him or her and ask questions. Always ask questions, because only you have the answers.